YouTube, and we are live. Everything seems to be working just great. Today, a very special guest that is about to teach us on all the secrets of LinkedIn. Bob Lowe is a specialist, is an amazing event organizer, and I suggest that everyone has their pen and paper ready because this is going to be an awesome talk about how to grow your business with this great business platform. Okay, now we are going to start in just a few seconds, opening Instagram live as well. Hello to everyone on Instagram. What a pleasure to have Bob Lowe with me today. You've seen Bob in my post. We've had some great events with Euro Business Connect. He's the master of creating speed networking events and more. I'm just wondering, Bob, how do you feel when you are the one that is answering questions, not the one that is presenting? I
Very
guess
good.
it's
Good.
good, right? Wonderful. Miha joined us. Hi, Miha. I hope you're having a great day. We are just about to start in just a few seconds. Bob, if everything is set on your side, I'm going to start with the actual Spotify introduction in a few seconds. All set?
Okay. Okay.
Wonderful. And we are starting in three, two, one. How would it feel to grow your business properly with LinkedIn? Because we have an amazing LinkedIn specialist, and so much more. Bob Lowe is a B2B marketing consultant who was 3 times most inspirational profiles on LinkedIn by marketing in Asia with over 14,000 followers. He has trained professionals from companies such as Coca-Cola, Maxis Communications, Ernst and Young, and Accenture in digital marketing and LinkedIn strategy. Bob, welcome with us today. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for the introduction, Rosanna.
It's such a privilege to be able to talk with you from maybe a different perspective because you are the one organizing events. We've had many Euro Business Connect events, we've had some great Asia events as well, and you like to put people together. You teach them on how to get visible on LinkedIn, how to get clients through their profiles that need to be very carefully organized. Can you please start by telling us how did you start with this awesome mission and business of yours?
Okay, thanks, Rosanna. Thanks again for having me. And I would start by I help companies when it comes to the platform, which is LinkedIn. And how I started was LinkedIn used to be a job site only for about 4 years ago. And only recently, LinkedIn had this content marketing part of the platform as of 2018, and I was one of the first few people that started creating videos and text in my region. So I started creating content, and a lot of opportunities started to happen. I started to connect with individuals like you're in Europe, so I connected with a lot of individuals in Europe, in the US, and that from there started to come a lot of business opportunities. And from those business opportunities, then that's where I started to see that when it comes to businesses, especially in what I specialize in, which is B2B businesses or coaches, LinkedIn is the place to focus on because that's where a lot of businesses are. And that's what I've been helping businesses with since.
That's awesome. And can you please tell me what inspired you to be one of the first that got you to post videos and content in a different way than the job style?
Actually, it was there were other creators in my country that were creating content, and I was looking at their content. I was saying actually it's the content that I really like. So back in 2018, there was no TikTok yet. there was no. There was a bit of YouTube. There was YouTube was big already, but I really liked creating educational content. So I really like to educate and also to share my expertise. And at that time, I was already a marketing consultant, so I was helping companies with marketing. So how I started content was I was attracted by the premise of this is a platform to educate. And this is a platform to network with business leaders. So that's why I started creating content. It's very appealing to me to start educational content.
You know, Bob, I'm so glad that you mentioned this because I have to say that I'm a fan of your content and of your articles as well. You sent us, I think, a month and a half ago, a great article with people that have huge followings on LinkedIn, simply summarizing what they do to maintain their audience engaged and how to grow their following. Would you say that it's important to write about the balance of lifestyle and business, or should we be more focused on business? What do you think?
I think of course we need to focus on more on business, but the lifestyle or the personality aspect is also very important. So when I help clients to create content, I always say it's good to make it very educational, and it's also very good to share your knowledge. But if you could also make it personal, or especially if it's a personal profile, if you could make it personal and also emotional, that would help that piece of educational content really stand out. And I think you also seen some LinkedIn posts where they are posting content about maybe sometimes their children or what they do on weekends, and those content are encouraged as well. But that cannot be your only content. That can be very good weekend content as well.
This got me thinking that I know you're into music. I've seen this great post where you share some karaoke with your friends, which is awesome. People get to see a different side of you. I see some of your stories with that gym club wise that you go and work out, which is awesome as well. And I've noticed that even when you have your personal content, you make it educational. And I wanted to ask you, Bob, what would be the steps in creating educational plus personal content? Are there any special engagement and engaging questions? What would you say that it's the most important part to focus on?
I would for LinkedIn, I would focus on the education, which is I would start from, for example, like for how to come up with content ideas. Okay, so I would start with the education, which is what are the points I want to share, and then after that, I would think about what sort of story I can tell with that education. So I would say, okay, so how to come up with content ideas, and I would come up with the emotional and also the personalization. I would say something like, I always try to think about content ideas, but then I feel that I'm stuck and not sure how to start writing content. So I'll start with that. And then I include some personalization, how I feel when I don't have content ideas. And then I would give my education, which is, okay, these are 3 websites you can find the content education, which is like Quora, Google, and also LinkedIn also is a good place to look for other content ideas. And then lastly, I would end with a content call to action. So in all the pieces of content, I would highly recommend that someone also includes the call to action to encourage comments and also to encourage likes as well. So I will ask people like, hey, how do you come up with your own content ideas as the question? And then that's where a lot of people can participate and comment in that piece of content as well. So the comments really help with the reach of the content as well.
Thank you for mentioning this. Now I'm writing some great things down, and I hope that our audience, people that are watching us and listening to us, have a pen and a piece of paper, as I told you earlier, because this is wonderful stuff. I encourage you to check Bob Lowe's profile on LinkedIn. You'll have the most amazing content. Bob has some wonderful webinars where you get to learn step by step how to deal with clients on LinkedIn, how to make your LinkedIn profile very approachable, profitable. And Bob, the next question I have for you, and I think that everyone is wondering, what would be the best way to convert your audience from LinkedIn into paying clients? Is there something that we should focus on more than anything else? What do you think?
I would say, in my experience, the best clients that come from LinkedIn are those that have an exchange of value. So that what do I mean by exchange of value is where either someone learns something from you or if they have an experience with you. So two ways you can have that exchange of value, and all comes down to content as well. So I love high quality clients which are hungry to learn and also hungry to make a change in their business. So how I attract these clients is I educate. So every most weeks I would have a webinar, and in these webinars I would have a good exchange of value, because that's when someone listens to you and learns for you for an hour. How you can do that on LinkedIn is you can use LinkedIn events to organize these webinars. I also do a number of content per week. So with these content as well, this is where I get to educate my audience and have that exchange. And from that exchange, it's where I also attract the best of clients as well. So in summary, there are a number of ways. This is not the only way. There are a number of ways of getting clients. But in summary, the best way to get paying clients from LinkedIn is to educate and share content on the platform, whether it's webinars or actual posts. And that's where when you get those clients on board, they are the best clients as well.
Great to know. And since social media is very desired by everyone, if you're a business, you obviously want to be very much visible. How would you say that we should start posting? How often? Is there a magical number per week?
There is no magical number, but for most of my clients, I would say at least once per week. Um, and I do it 3 times a week, so it's really up to your capacity when it comes to posting. And also, it's not just about posting, but getting your post in front of the right people as well, distributing the content to the right people in front of the right audience. So that's more important than the actual quantity as well.
How do you get to be in front of the right audience? Because you said something very important here.
Yes, that's a good question. So that is a very long process. So it really depends. So number one is when it comes to LinkedIn, you really need to identify who are your target audience, who are the people that can do business with you. So it's certainly not everyone. Sometimes people say, "Oh, everyone," but I say, no. You have to be very specific. So on LinkedIn, you can actually filter them by their positions. So whether they are engineers or managers or directors. So number one, be very specific when it comes to the positions. Number two is the um, once you identify them is to build rapport and to connect with them. So I actually do this a lot. That you've been to my networking events. I also reach out to them and also first give value in their content. Like I will really comment and engage in their posts. And I do this with a lot of business leaders in my region. And once that rapport is built, when I put out a piece of content, that's where I will not be ashamed. I will actually share it with them as well. I'll say, hey, I just posted this piece of content, and what are your thoughts on this? Or ask them a question about that content. So when it comes to your target audience, for me, the most important thing now is if you go on LinkedIn, find your target audience. So for trainers, it can be HR directors, or it can be CEOs. So find them, put them into list, or at least follow their profile. Turn on the bell notification icon, which is an icon. If you follow someone, there's a bell icon. This is quite recent on LinkedIn. And every time they post, you will get a notification on your feed, on your notifications as well. So you will be the first one to support their content. So once that rapport is built, they will generally tend to engage with your content as well. Okay, so besides that, caveat is you need to find your target audience who are active on LinkedIn. So don't go for I also big caveat is not everyone is on LinkedIn, but find your target audience who are already active on LinkedIn.
Wow, this is really valuable information here, Bob. And since you post 3 times per week, would you say that we can overpost? Can we oversaturate a place that has so many business people? What do you think of posting more?
I would say posting more works if you have the right strategy. I've seen I've seen some influencers post up to 3 times a day and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. So I think it does work, but you need to have the right strategy and also the right business objectives. So if your objective is to really get people to subscribe to your services, and for example, like Rosanna, you talk about fear, you talk about NLP. So if you talk about NLP 3 times a day, okay, then that is too much. But if you talk about NLP and then at night you talk about something personal, so variety is very important as well. So if you have that variety and you have a strategy behind it, so I've seen the one that I mentioned, the influencer that has hundreds of thousands of followers. His job is to be an influencer. He does not have business education behind it. He is just there to get more followers. So he will take viral videos from YouTube, from Facebook, post it up there. He'll have a poll every day. He will have very interesting images as well. But it does not serve a purpose to get more business. That's not what he wants. He wants more followers. So it really boils down to your objectives. And also you really have to build a strategy around the number of times you want to post per week.
This is gold information right here, and I'm so happy you mentioned this because it's very clear. I hope that to everyone that wants to grow their business, that posting online is not a real business strategy. You need to have so much more than this. It's not like you keep on posting every day, several times per day, and you expect the right clients to engage with you. I enjoy this word variety. And since you mentioned variety, Bob, do you think that there is a certain pattern that we should follow to have the best, most visible LinkedIn profile?
Visible? What do you mean by visible?
To have people engaging with us more, to be very out there, to be very much the beginning of influencing in our fields. How should our LinkedIn profiles look like, ideally?
Mm, okay. So when it comes to the LinkedIn profiles, it's actually quite an important asset in your business. So in most of the clients I work with, it even brings in more leads than the websites sometimes. So there are a number of things I will. So number one, you start with the LinkedIn banner. So that one, get a nicely designed one, and that real estate, the LinkedIn banner is that huge cover photo above your photo. So you can include your website, you can include a summary of your business, and also if you have a logo or another photo of yourself, that's a good place to include them. And then after that, that would be your LinkedIn headline. And the LinkedIn headline is somewhere where you need to include the right keywords. So for Rosanna, you have the keyword speaker, transformational speaker, NLP. So I have the keyword consultant and trainer, and coach as well. So people actually do find me when they're looking for those keywords, and LinkedIn lead generation as well. So that's the place where this is where I say the SEO happens. That's where when someone searches for your profile, the keywords on your headline really helps with that. And there are a number of things as well, including a lot of media in your featured section. If you're featured in any media, you have videos, podcasts, articles, you can put it part of your featured section as well. But I cannot go into detail today. But if you want more of these, you can reach out to me. I have something called the ultimate guide to LinkedIn profile optimization. So you can actually reach out to me and send me the word guide, and I will send it to you. It's all those things that I mentioned, but more. So it's actually a 10-minute video with notes and links that will help you to optimize your profile, especially for people who run businesses.
Wow, thanks for being so generous and for telling people about your great work. Now, Bob, you have webinars, you have all sorts of events. Please tell us all about what you do. How do you help someone from scratch to have clients through LinkedIn?
Yeah, the events and webinars, that's only for me. So that is because I really run a business behind it. So that's part of my whole marketing strategy, like running events, summits, webinars, and things like that. But if you were to start from scratch, I would say start with the profile, optimize your profile, and start by engaging with your target audience, which is identify who you are looking to work with on LinkedIn. It can be HR managers in Romania, for example. Identify them, find those who are active. So no matter the niche, I've helped clients with the smallest niche, but the key is to look through the smallest niche and find those that are active on LinkedIn, those that post content, those that attend events, those that comment on posts. Find these that are active and then start supporting their content, start having conversations with them. That will get you more business results. And when you start posting content, that will help you also to get more engagement for your content. So be very intentional. Really find your tribe, find those target audiences, and be very intentional on building relationships with them. I'm a nerd, so I'll put them into like lists. I used to put them into Google Sheets as well and manually engage with their content. But you have to be very specific when it comes to LinkedIn. It is very powerful, but also a lot of people will not find it that it works for them because it has to be very intentional. Like you have to really find your target audience and find those that are active and really engage with them, and then the results will really come. You cannot just post content and hope for the best, or start posting content and wait for people to come to you. It's not that easy. It has to be very intentional. It really, I love doing this exercise with my clients, which is to find their target clients who are active on the platform. and I will be obsessed with engaging with these um, potential clients on LinkedIn as well.
Thank you for mentioning this. And I love the fact that you offer engagement first. As you say, you just cannot post and hope for the best. We need
Yeah,
consistency. This happens over time in a few weeks or months, depending on everyone's business strategy. And
yeah,
Bob, I
yeah.
wanted to know.
Rosanna, I think allow me to share this analogy as well. I just thought about this last night, and it's about what I said just now. So imagine social media as a party. So it's not a speaker phone. It's not a telegram or a speaker phone where you constantly blast out messages. So it's far from that. It's like a party. So if you, like Rosanna, you go to a party, you you either can grab hold of the microphone and then start telling everyone, so I'm Rosanna, please come and dance with me, right? So you don't want to do that. Of course, you can do that. Like you can pay advertising on LinkedIn and possibly do that. But what social media is really like a party. So if you go to a party, um, you will do a quick scan and say, okay, so who are the people I want to dance with, I want to hang out with? So those are the people you have to walk towards them, go to them, and start building rapport first, and then only start showing your moves, which is start sharing what you can do as well, and have conversations. So the key is the party already started before you were there as well. So they are people. So that's why I like the analogy, because imagine LinkedIn as a place where people are already communicating. So there are people sharing about um, causes, there are people sharing about topics about business, there are events going on. So what you want to do is to go in and participate in the party first. Get people drinks and things like that. Participate in the party, and then only when they are engaged, then say, okay, by the way, if you need some of this, I also have these as well. So you want to go in and be an active participant. You don't want to go in and go to a party and say, hey, everyone, look at me. This is what I do. So that's the big misconception. So the key is to, find out what's happening, right? Look at, so imagine the LinkedIn as party, look at what are the conversations that are happening. What is the music? Is it samba? Is it, dance? Is it rock? What is the music? Are you talking about the same language as well? Go in and participate in these conversations, and then only, okay, by the way, I also have this, and then get them, start your own dance party, start your own group of dancers, whatever. So that's an analogy I just came up with like last night, but I think that is the misconception. Most working with a lot of clients, they think that LinkedIn is a megaphone where you can go somewhere and just say something, or just even worse, sometimes they just imagine you go somewhere and stand there, like, or you go to a party and just stand there and people will come to you. So that's not really it. So
This
I
is
hope that helps.
genius. This
Yeah.
is genius. You come up with the most amazing ideas, Bob. Wow. And you inspire me so much. And I have to acknowledge a great email that you sent out, I think, 2 weeks ago. This is just a proof that I read your emails. I think they're great. Your articles are amazing. And I encourage everyone to go check your LinkedIn profile. You mentioned that this guy got blocked because he was being too aggressive with having his message delivered to people. And you are so right. When we go to a party, we also need to be respectful, because it's not like there's a hip hop party and we want classical music. It's not like we're going to go there and change everything. It's not like we're going to take the microphone and be the main characters there if we see that things are already starting before us. What a great analogy. I wanted to ask you, Bob, how much coffee do you drink? Is coffee the cause of these great ideas that you have?
No, as in, I don't drink a lot of coffee recently. Um, I think about things a lot. I work with a lot of clients when it comes to content. So I have like the LinkedIn content challenge where I work with clients, and when every time I work with clients, I will help them with questions, and I'll help them with their content as well, and I'll see what they struggle with. So that's where I would say, oh, okay, maybe I didn't think of it this way. So this is maybe an analogy that can help. So every time I am constantly improving what I do. So that's what helping clients with content makes me better at my own content as well.
Love it. So you get inspired by your own clients. This is very inspiring itself because you get to learn from every person that you get in contact with. This has been some great, valuable stuff, Bob. Oh my goodness, I have been writing things down. Thank you so much for your amazing insights, for all that you do, for all these great events that you organize. And I know that you began organizing them thanks to the pandemic because you couldn't go out too much. So you decided that, okay, if I just can't go in person, let me be online and get people connected everywhere. If you get to talk with some of our acquaintances, they would say that, okay, Bob is really doing a great job. You have even transformed the business connects. You have gone in Zoom now. You're in Zoom, no more air meet, at least for a while. How would you say that you adapt to change? Do you feel any fear, Bob?
How do you say you have a fear when it comes to change?
Maybe you feel that I could do this, but I don't know, it doesn't feel right. I think that fear has this way of getting you very close to what you want to do, but then when it comes to actually having the action done to put it in practice, you feel, okay, well, maybe this is maybe not the best. Maybe let me just wait. Let me think about it
Oh, okay.
more. What do you
Rosanna, I
think?
think you know me. I think you know me. You've been to my events. I think you've never seen that in me, right? I'll do first and then think later. I was like, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, I should have done this better. Oh yeah, I'm a very reflective person. I've never had this. Oh, this is the right way of doing it. Huh? I'll just I think you know this because like recently when I changed the business model to Zoom, I was like, oh yeah, maybe it's a good idea. Let's try it out. And I'll say, hey, present what do it next week. That's it. That's it. So I really don't have that fear. I think when it comes to fear for me, may yeah, when it comes to fear for me, I think it's a different form. It's more of um, yeah, I can't really put it into words yet, but it's not in that form. It's not in that form. It's not fear of trying. I've never had that. I'll just do it anyway.
Wow. Let me say that you are the first person that says this, and I love this, Bob. This is very powerful because you've
You
done,
know that, right? You know that. I'm not lying,
yeah,
right? You know that. You know that, right? You know that, right?
yeah,
Because
this is
you expressed
awesome.
from me. I was like, hey, Rosanna, I have this idea. Let's do it next week. So you know that
I
I'm
love
not saying
this.
things not happening.
I love this. This is what I truly admire about you because you are not afraid to make any mistakes. And even if you do, come on, it's normal, it's a learning experience. Most of the times, we just can't have everything done in a perfect way. It's impossible, and we don't need to. We need to learn. And let me say that everything that you've had an idea about since I met you, it worked out more than awesome. So it's you keeping up with this awesome mindset that you have and inspiring us to do the same. Since people have these labels, oh, you're an introvert or you're an extrovert, I say that we should really fail if fail comes as an option because you evolve anyway, you grow. Next time you'll know what not to do. And this is a great lesson also. You don't need to have everything done in a great way. And I have to say that I fail every single day. But I realized after a few months of failing and then doing only very small adjustments that, okay, I need to change the strategy every single time that I fail. Because since, Einstein always says that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, I really took this to heart and to mind, and I adjust along the way. Your events are awesome, Bob. Before we go, please tell us, where can our audience get in touch with you?
Yeah. You can find me on LinkedIn as Bob Low. So Bob and LW. I think I should be the first result. And you can reach out to me for the guide. So send me the word guide, and I will send you the profile optimization guide as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Bob. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for being fearless and for
Yeah,
inspiring
I'm
me
not
as well.
fearless. I actually just thought about it. There are certain things that I fear, but maybe it's very different things, like submitting proposals. Okay, then I would have a bit of how to say what a bit of procrastination comes when I have to call anything in regards to the government, or any fill out any forms, any application. Okay, so those very detailed things. Okay, then I will get someone to help me. So, but running events, okay, then I have no fear of running events, doing marketing, sending out emails, or things like that. That's not my area of fear.
That is awesome. Keep on growing, Bob. I can't wait for great events together. We have Euro Business Connect this week. I'm going to have the link in the description of this media. People watching us and people listening to us, make sure you get in touch with my awesome guest. He has the best tips and the best content to help you grow and get your business to a whole new level. It's BOBLOW, Bob Low on LinkedIn. You'll find all his details in the description. And Bob, I can't thank you enough for all your great work and dedication and passion for what you do and for your amazing insights today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Rosanna.
Saying bye to our YouTube friends. Thank you for joining us. See us next time for another great live podcast. Okay.